Today's subject, slavery. Just kidding. Welcome back to the channel. It's Sin, and it's been a while. Today's topic is movies still aren't hitting the same. Now listen, I get it. So many YouTube channels talking about movies doing this or movies doing that. I think if we go over like checking the Twitter feed, I'd like to bring up two examples. Two really good female review channels. JesterBell, or I think she says JesterBell. We're gonna go over some of her video, just a little snippet of it. Because when she has like I guess an outlash whatever on X, it's kind of captivating it's like refreshing to see that like she's not gonna be talking about any of. And the other person that I want to point out is still Snarky Jay. That's easily one of my favorite watch. You know, she's not going to do solo rides at Disney. The other was, I forget the other part, but she just posted a video. Just how they talk about movies in general kind of equates to what everyone else has their opinion on for movies. They are not, as far as like who asked for these movies, these superhero movies that aren't landing. As far as I can tell, DC is sitting on top. Marvel still doesn't know what they're doing. There's promises for shows in the future, but I don't want any shows. I want movies. I'm talking Captain America, old. They often don't feel like that they really care. So it's just more of like a general public. Is there even a point Disney to make any movies? And if it's not only Disney making movies, whatever happened to like Paramount or Sony, whatever happened when they would put out movies and they would also be bankrupt? Did like the whole world take a break and I just been under a rock going to as often as I can? I know some people would look at me and be like, you're just a fat blob, but my general like consensus is people want to watch movies anymore, and I think it's a topic worth talk broad audience. So I think it would be the perfect place to go. And like, what are people doing day to day? Like, what are they doing for entertainment? TikTok? Do they watch YouTube all day? Me personally, I have no sense to watch the movie theater and pay for a movie. I might as well pirate it. If I really wanted to, I'm gonna pirate it. I'll be honest with you. There's no really indication to give any other company my money unless it's something that's like it's a purely fan service at this point. And it kind of sucks that most really good movies that I often go back to are like 2000 to like 2010. I think the most recent one we watched was in like 2016, 2022. We did watch a movie in 2024, and it was actually better. Cybersecurity, whatever movie with it's a really weird gray area to be in. I don't know where we're at. What do we want to watch that distract us from like our day-to-day activity? I know everyone's stressed. We're all stressed. Like, what entertainment are we looking for now? And I'm not saying that to like bandwagon to go join a group. I would love, a forum, people who are like, hey, we're gonna go see this. I'd love to go get a group together and go see a movie, but that's not happening. It's just people on YouTube saying, this actor did this, this company's doing that, and if we're gonna make a game, it's gonna AAA game studios are just putting money to things that we didn't ask, like the new Call of Duty, was it Black Ops 7? No one asked for that, and people are getting really excited about the zombies. What's the point? We've been asking these companies to do something valuable for so long. There's no point in trying to communicate. I really want to point out, and I know I'm a little late, but Blue Beetle, I watched it probably in the last 2 months. I think brand new, never heard of it. I saw it pop up on like Amazon Prime. I watched it, and I think you have to have HBO, and we have but Blue Beetle it was a good movie. I didn't really hear Blue Beetle being talked about a lot. If it was, I might have missed it on YouTube because I can't exactly turn on, hey, Blue Beetle's playing. There's no need for cable like that. As far as like YouTube and my algorithm, I never saw it pop up or any of the review channels. Congratulations to the movie, that it was pretty well rounded. The jokes were pretty good. I personally don't like George Lopez. I don't find him to be a funny comedian when he would do his shows, but I mean, the showrunner that ran his show back in the day, he wasn't the one that was writing everything. So as far as my understanding, right? That's just an example. Let's get some clips in.
Haven't noticed it until this point. Like, it's still there, maybe subliminally. All of these movies profess the same idea that men will eventually fail you. And on the other hand, we see the elimination of romance with men, and we see the elimination of a lot of male roles. Men can no longer be womanizing, for example. They can no longer be ladies' men. They can no longer be confident in that area.
And I think what she's saying makes absolutely a lot of sense. I see where she's coming from, and that every movie that we watch, usually the male protagonist is often failing the female lead role. Into the old movies, a good example, just to keep it short, is Captain Marvel, and how her leadership ended up being evil and toxic, and pretty much failed her as a mentor. And I can see where she's coming from.
Heroes like Captain America or Aragorn or Samwise Gamgee, my best friend, they are non-existent. So we're seeing all these narratives of men being failures, while the heroes and whatnot and even the strong love interests are non-existent.
I think it's safe to say that for the longest time, we've been kind of already seeing that unfold. There are many indications that they were trying to push towards that direction. Another good example I'll give you is Star Wars with Rey Palpatine.
Jennifer Lee had made sure on her tenure at Disney Animation that the female characters would not have male love interests. But I want to get to the source of all of this, because yes, it's happening, and if you pay any attention to movies and the trends, like, this is one of the biggest trends of all. It's happening again with Tron Ares. But instead of spending time after time just yelling about the things that I've seen happen in movies, for this video, let's get into the actual source, because originally I thought that perhaps the source of all of this could be, perhaps an overcompensation from the Me Too movement, this overcompensation of the women are going to be amazing and let's put down the men, let's be self-deprecating. I wondered if it was male executives putting out apologies for what they had done in the past after the Me Too movement.
I think what she says, how she puts it, is very accurate. I think when these executive movement came out, that kind of thing of them apologizing for really no necessary reason at all, I think, yes, that does scenario of them seeing as of 2020 to current, and it's kind of still affecting, because there's still shows are still bringing out that they kind of kept archived, that they're just trying to sneak by the public and thinking we wouldn't notice, and this just only drives the disinterest to the viewer.
Now, I do believe that there are still plenty of men and men and women at fault for what has happened, because I think that both men and women can be terrible people, and there are both of those kinds in the industry. However, I want to share some things that I have heard, some off of rumor and some off of fact, from Disney in particular, about what actually is going on behind this. Now, allegedly, what happened after John Lasseter, who was fired from Disney Animation for alleged misconduct, is apparently someone yelled out at Disney, "Can we get a woman to run this place now?" And that woman was Jennifer Lee. Now, Jennifer Lee no longer works at Disney as of this recording. Her run was incredibly short and the worst run that I think Disney Animation has ever had. She was just terribly incompetent at running things. But I want to share something that I heard off of rumor behind the scenes. Now, this rumor comes from Film Threat. Now, you can take this or leave this, but the reason why I found any interest in this is that Film Threat is run by people who have been in the industry for a very long time, and they have their sources. And they did a series of articles as an expose of what was going on at Disney Animation during Jennifer Lee's time. And they were prompted to do this, allegedly, by ex-animators who had worked at the company during her time. And what they allege is that Jennifer Lee ran a very, very toxic work environment where she would oust people if she just didn't like them, or for disagreeing with her, or if she thought they might be a threat to her for what she wanted to do. And
let's give a round of applause to JesterBell, whichever bell she wants to be, aka Frodo Baggins is what she calls herself. It's very well put. It's very well thought out. She did the research. And I honestly do believe that it's a toxic work environment working with the Hollywood execs. All the indications point for the past like 15 years to 20 years, however long the indication put. There's always been drama with actors. There's always been dramas with like them public speaking. Some of them, if they don't care about them enough, they won't give them public speaking classes, or they won't teach them how to talk to the public, and the real them comes out, and you find that they're very extremist in regards to, like, I don't know, you want to see men die? Ultimately, this is what Disney is paying the price for. It doesn't get to show that Sony and the other companies aren't doing the same thing, but they seem to have got on the bandwagon that it was a good idea to start doing this in the first place. And the only reason I believe the rumor is because, well, every other film set, there seems to be a lot of drama with those film crews as well. There's a lot of videos you can find online of them having arguments when they're shooting scenes. So her point is very valid. I can also see both sides of it. She drives it home for me. I had the question or notion that, like, what are we doing for entertainment right now? And this is probably why we're not getting quality entertainment, is because it seems, with objectively viewing the facts, is that they just gave up on trying to please the audience. They want to put out what they want to put out. They want to push whatever agenda they want to push. You know what I mean?
It also feels like nothing lasts because we get a constant barrage of new content that just comes along to be canceled. Shows on streaming get canceled way more than shows on TV ever did, just because it feels like on streaming so many people are throwing whatever they can at the wall to see if it sticks, and heaven forbid you get actually invested in any of it, because odds are it's not gonna last more than a season or two at most.
First and foremost, congratulations on 300K subscribers. Nice. She's fucking sassy as fuck, dude. Regardless of that, headphones are going to come off. What she's saying is the question that I asked earlier. Where are people getting their entertainment from? They're not going to get it from Netflix. They're not going to get it from Amazon. Just as she's had put it perfectly, you used to go to Blockbuster to, like, sit and wait and go grab a movie. But, like, back then, Blockbuster, this shit was fire, dude. You can go get a high-quality movie at Blockbuster, and you don't really have to own it. You can buy it if you want. But the options were there. And then when Netflix came out, they did have bangers. And then she's right. A surplus of, hey, let's throw stuff out there and hope for the best. And none of it landed, besides like a couple things. The anime qualities, some of them are good, some of them are straight garbanzo. But no, she puts it perfectly. Like, they just kind of threw it up in the air. They hope for the best, and we were just like, what the fuck are you trying to put out, dude?
I have a real love-hate relationship with streaming services, and while I didn't cancel Netflix because anything I liked got canceled, I canceled Netflix because I was sick of paying for a service that makes nothing but straight garbage. I've never opened Netflix in the past like 3 years and actually found something I wanted to watch in less than 45 minutes. And that is so not what they told us streaming was gonna be. The early hype about streaming was so different than the actual product we get today. We were promised freedom from cable, freedom from ads, on-demand streaming whenever we wanted it, and a whole lot of binge watching for whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted, because the options were borderline fucking limitless.
Well spoken, well said, well put. Whichever well you want to use, she is telling the absolute truth. Blockbuster used to be a place that you go as a kid. You got pizza, you got a movie, everything was cool, everything was okay in the world. When Netflix came out, it was innovative, but ultimately, holy shit, it did not do anything for us. After like the first year, just constant garbage after garbage, dude. Like, I can't remember the last time that Netflix put out something worth a fuck since that was that movie with that deaf girl and her dad? Her dad was like an architect or a civil engineer or something. And like they get attacked by these like cave demon things, Vespers. That was honestly a great movie. In my personal opinion, I found that movie to be fascinating, especially when you have like, you threw in that they had to be quiet and stuff, and then the family was doing sign language. It probably is a copy of another movie, but I found that movie to be very good. But anything after for Netflix was pretty bad. So she puts it so perfectly, sassily, but perfectly.
Say goodbye to Comcast and you'll never have to go stand at a Blockbuster wall and just look at stacks of movies and decide what you wanted to watch, because everything you could ever want and more would be on streaming. And when it came to those early TV shows when we first got streaming like Netflix, the TV was revolutionary. There were shows like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, later on Stranger Things. And over the years, they promised us even more creativity, more new voices, more options, more choices, just more of all the things we wanted that it felt like cable had slowly started taking away and hiding behind more and more paywalls. And then after a few years of streaming, we got the content flood, which unfortunately we were not warned about, so nobody took the time to build an arc. The content flood brought about a new phenomenon: quantity over quality. Back in the day, all we really had was Netflix. And then we got Hulu, Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, any other number of them, I don't remember. Peacock, I think, is one of them, Tubi, I don't know. And so since all these streaming services were basically fighting for dominance, we got massive content dumps. I mean, they dumped content all over our asses. They were making movies, they were making TV shows. It's almost like if they were involved in a space race, and so every satellite was basically just a big hunk of shit they shot up there and hoped would work, and then we were just afloat in f***ing space junk.
I'm so glad she bleeped that out, because if I posted something like that on my TikTok, which I have done these kind of videos where I leave the cussing in because everyone is an adult, or these kids come on these apps think that they want to be an adult, but when cussing is involved, like, you get put in the stratosphere of like shadow banned and stuff. How she is explaining her emotions, it's fucking hilarious. I leave my cussing in, so it's not gonna probably reach a larger audience, but these ladies are doing the Lord's work, and I appreciate the fuck out of what they do. Yes, I agree. It's like, how does she put it into a stratosphere? Shit.
River of ejaculate.
So anyways, yes, that's going to conclude our small little video. It has been a while. We're going to get back into the groove of doing things with videos again. I keep saying that, but this time I really mean my promise. I'm going to start focusing on doing videos on YouTube. I'm still getting the audio figured out with this microphone. I had to update to Windows 11, which erased pretty much all my old videos and my old video archived ideas. So I'm starting fresh because I don't remember. However, the pride of making videos is coming back. And yes, they will be more edited like they were previously. They got us views in the first place and followers in the first place. Don't think I forgot about y'all. Please reach out to me. I only stream on Kick, okay? Kick.com/SinOfPride. I'm only streaming on Kick. I'm not supporting Twitch. I may stream on another channel for YouTube, but we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with that other channel, because that might be a game review channel, or that's gonna be the channel that I just use for live streaming, and I have to like watch my cussing and all that stuff. So this is like the actual main channel. A secondary channel would be coming out, but maybe we're talking next year in the future because of personal things going on. But have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whichever one that you're watching. 99% of you that watch the videos aren't subscribed. I hate asking. It sounds weird, just like every small other YouTube channel, but it does help out the algorithm. Like, share, subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one, guys.